What's going on, beautiful people? Feeling good today, man. The sun is shining on me. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I really just want to take a second to say thank you. You can be listening or doing anything else in the world right now, but you're choosing to listen to me. So I just want to say thank you. That really means a lot. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I brought you some value or will bring you some value in the future. Just stay tuned. Um, it's interesting because I'm not really into looking at numbers and likes and subscriptions and all that type of stuff, which is why I think it's cool that Instagram is talking about taking the likes away. I think that's interesting. That way people can focus more on just putting out whatever they want to put out without trying to cater to likes. But anyway, recently I did take a look into the numbers and the likes and the subscriptions and all that kind of stuff for my podcast. And I was actually blown away, like pleasantly surprised. A lot of people are actually tuning in. And it's interesting because a lot of times I make the video first and then take the audio and put that into the podcast format. And a lot more people listen to the podcast than watch the video. Maybe I'm ugly and I'm okay with that. That's fine. I can accept that. You'd rather listen to me than watch me. I mean, I try to give you a nice background. I'm on the water, so you don't just have to look at me. But hey, as long as you're getting the information and it's helping you out and it's adding value to your life, that's all I really care about. What I wanted to talk about before I get way too far into the weeds, what I wanted to talk about today is dreaming versus executing. A lot of people have big dreams and all these things that they see for their life, these visions that they have for their lives, and all these things that they want to do, but they never take any action on it. One of my favorite quotes from Bruce Lee, he says, "Knowing is not enough, we must do. Willing is not enough, we must apply." I think I got that backwards. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. That's it. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. If you have something that's in your mind, something that you cannot stop thinking about, that you see for yourself, whether this is a new job, whether this is starting a business, whether this is you want to lose a certain amount of weight, whether this is you want to get out of a relationship with someone who you feel like is dragging you down, maybe you want to get into a relationship with someone, I don't know, it could be anything, but whatever it is that you have in your mind, the fact that you don't have it yet should be enough motivation. Because a lot of people will say, I want to do this and this and this, but I can't find myself getting motivated to do it. Right? Or I just lose the motivation. So there's two things going on there, two possibilities. It's either that's not something you really want. Maybe you're doing it for the wrong reasons because other people want you to do it, or you think it's what you're supposed to do. The other possibility is that you don't want it bad enough. And that's a harsh reality that a lot of people don't want to face, or you're just afraid to get out of your comfort zone. It could be a lot of different things. Another thing that I don't think is really talked about a lot is that it's hard. Like it's extremely difficult. It's called the road less traveled for a reason. Let me move so I can get some sun. But it's called the road less traveled for a reason, because if creating a better life for yourself was easy, then everybody would do it. And that's something I really don't think is talked about enough. You hear all this talk about just go for your dreams, or if you surround yourself with the right people, you can make anything happen. And yeah, that's true. But nobody talks about how it sucks sometimes. Like, it's really hard. If you're starting a business and nobody believes in your idea, it's very lonely. And I'm talking firsthand. Like, people, when you're trying to do something different or something that's never been done before, or even if you're just trying to start anything on your own, the people around you are not necessarily going to believe in you right away until they see the results. You can say, hey, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to start this business. Or it can even be something as simple as like a career change. Like, you find yourself miserable in your job and you want to start a different career path. And you're like, let's say I want to go from being a lawyer to a basketball coach. Being able to embrace the part of that transition, whatever the transition you're going through in life is, being able to embrace that is key. And being able to expect that things are going to be difficult and still stay the course when things are tough. You've been putting in all this work and you're not seeing any results. Having the willpower and having the discipline to keep going is what separates you from anyone else who's trying to do what you're doing. Having the discipline to be able to see your dream, follow through on whatever this vision is that you have for yourself, having the willingness to be able to follow through all the way to the end until the mission is complete. The struggle has to be embraced, and it's part of the journey. No matter what you do in life, you're going to struggle. If you don't like your job right now, right, and you stay there, you're going to continue to struggle. You're going to struggle if you go find another job. And in that transition period between being at a job you hate and finding a job that's more fulfilling, or in that transition period between being at a job that you hate and starting a business, or being at a job that you love. In that transition period between being at a job that you love and starting a business, there's going to be some struggle. Just like there's a struggle when you want to lose weight, and you don't see it at first. You eat salads and you go running for a week and you're like, man, I only lost 2 pounds. But you stick with it for, 3 months, 6 months, a year. You mess around and lose 30 pounds, or you mess around and bulk up and put muscle on. And now you got a six pack because you stuck with it and you were consistent and you were willing to continuously, day in and day out, go through that struggle and put that work in and embrace the struggle and understanding that struggle is part of the journey. So I'm not saying anything new. Everybody knows the struggle is part of it, but I want you to actually feel that. I want you to actually embrace that in your own life, and whatever it is that you are trying to achieve right now, whatever that is, I want you to have that attitude when you approach it. Creating a better life for yourself is not easy. And my question for you is, are you up for the challenge? Because if you're not, you'll stay where you're at, and maybe you're fine with that. I'm not saying, like me, I'm the type of person where I'm probably never going to be satisfied. I can be happy and stop and appreciate how far I've come, but there's always more to do. And some people are good where they're at. I mean, I wish I had that gene. It must be nice. But if you're someone like me and you want more for your life, then that's my question for you. Creating a better life is not easy. Are you up for the challenge? All right. I love you guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'll talk to you next time.